Have you ever worried that the wrong kind of relationship could cost you your peace of mind or even your savings after 70? In later years, love and companionship can be a wonderful source of joy, but the wrong partner can also bring stress and disappointment. That's why it's just as important to know what to avoid as it is to know what to look for. In this video, we'll discuss 4 types of women older men should be cautious about if they want a safe and fulfilling love life in their 70s and beyond. This isn't about blaming or judging women as a whole, but about recognizing patterns of behavior that can quietly drain your happiness and financial security. By spotting these signs early, you'll be able to protect yourself and open your heart to someone who truly values you. Stay with us until the end, because by then you'll not only know how to guard against these risks, but also feel more confident about finding companionship that lifts you up instead of pulling you down. Let's begin with number 1, the opportunist who sees you mainly as a provider. This type of woman may seem charming, attentive, and affectionate at first, but over time her interest often comes with a price. She may frequently bring up money, hint at expensive gifts, or seem more enthusiastic when you're spending than when you're simply enjoying time together. For men in their 70s, this is particularly risky, since financial stability is one of the foundations of security. The opportunist counts on the idea that you'll meet her needs without asking questions, leaving you feeling used rather than appreciated and slowly weakening your sense of independence. Psychologically, this plays on a natural desire many older men have, to feel useful and generous. After decades of providing for family, it can feel natural to continue in that role. But when generosity isn't matched with genuine care and reciprocity, the result is often resentment and disappointment. Take Richard, a 74-year-old widower, for example. He meets a younger woman at a social gathering who compliments his style, listens to his stories, and gives him the kind of attention he hasn't experienced in years. At first, it feels wonderful, but soon she begins asking for small favors that grow into bigger ones, help with bills, new clothes, even vacations. Richard notices that her warmth disappears whenever he refuses. This pattern exposes her real motive. Of course, not every woman who accepts a gift or help is an opportunist, but when attention and affection seem tied directly to spending, it's a warning sign worth noticing. The difference lies in balance. In a healthy relationship, both partners contribute, whether it's emotional support, companionship, or shared experiences. But if money seems to be the main glue holding things together, it's a clear warning sign that the connection may not be rooted in the trust and respect you deserve. The best way to protect yourself is to look for consistency. Does she enjoy your company when no money is involved? Is she genuinely interested in your thoughts, your stories, and your well-being? If the answer is no, then guarding your peace and security isn't just smart, it's essential. Number 2, the constant complainer who drains your spirit. Another type of woman older men should be cautious about after 70 is the one who carries a storm cloud wherever she goes. At first, you may think she's just venting or sharing her frustrations. But over time, you realize that negativity is her constant companion. She might criticize everything, the weather, the food, the neighbors, even your habits, leaving little space for joy or gratitude. For a man in his later years who seeks peace and companionship, this can be emotionally exhausting. You've already weathered many challenges in life. At this stage, what you need most is calm, not constant tension. The complainer can slowly make you feel like you're walking on eggshells, afraid to speak your mind because it might trigger another round of complaints or criticism. From a psychological perspective, chronic complaining often points to unresolved dissatisfaction. People who focus on problems instead of solutions tend to project that discontent onto those around them. Spending time with someone like this can drain your energy, dampen your mood, and rob you of the simple pleasures you deserve in your golden years. Consider Harold, a 78-year-old man who loves gardening and playing cards with friends. He meets a woman who, at first, seems witty and engaging. But soon he notices that every outing becomes a string of complaints. The food is never good enough, her family doesn't support her, and even Harold's hobbies are targets for criticism. What began as companionship slowly turns into a heavy burden, leaving Harold dreading their time together. This doesn't mean you should avoid women who face struggles. Life is full of challenges, and supporting a partner through hard times is part of love. The real difference lies in attitude. A woman who faces difficulties but still seeks joy, laughter, and hope will uplift you. But one who constantly focuses on what's wrong will only pull you down. Your golden years should be filled with peace and positivity. If a woman's presence consistently drains your spirit instead of brightening it, that's a clear sign the relationship is costing you more than it gives. If you're still watching this video and finding these insights helpful, type number 2 in the comments to let me know you're here. And if you haven't subscribed yet, make sure to hit the subscribe button and turn on the bell so you don't miss any of our upcoming videos. Your support helps us keep creating content that informs and inspires. Now, let's move on to number 3, the controller who wants to run your life. Another type of woman older men should be careful about is the one who tries to take charge of every part of your life. At first, her involvement may look like care and concern. She might suggest what you should wear, what to eat, or how to spend your time. But as things progress, those suggestions can become demands, and demands can quietly turn into rules. Before long, you may start to feel as though you've lost your freedom. For men in their 70s, independence is more than just a word, it's the reward of decades spent making decisions, raising families, building careers, and overcoming challenges. The controller, however, thrives on power. She finds security in steering your choices, but this can slowly chip away at your confidence. You may start doubting your own judgment and relying more on her direction than on your own instincts. Psychologically, controlling behavior often grows out of insecurity. A controlling partner may believe that if she keeps you dependent, she'll never lose you. But this dynamic destroys trust and prevents the relationship from being a true partnership of equals. Instead of feeling respected, you may begin to feel managed, treated more like a child than a capable adult. Consider George, a 71-year-old retired teacher who deeply valued his freedom. When he met a woman at a community center, he enjoyed her energy and enthusiasm. But over time, he noticed she wanted to choose his clothes, decide when he should call his friends, and even dictate his bedtime. At first, George laughed it off, thinking it was just her way of showing care. But gradually, he realized he no longer recognized his own routine. What began as companionship had quietly turned into a loss of independence. This doesn't mean you should never welcome input or advice from a partner. In a healthy relationship, sharing perspectives and guidance is a sign of love and care. The key difference is that advice supports your freedom, while control restricts it. Healthy relationships are built on mutual care and respect. But if advice begins to sound like commands, or if you notice your voice fading while hers grows louder, that's a serious warning sign. At this stage in life, love should bring you more freedom, not less. It should allow you to enjoy your later years with dignity and self-respect, not leave you feeling trapped or controlled. If you find yourself unable to make your own choices, it may be time to step back and ask whether this is truly the companionship you want. Number 4. The drama seeker who thrives on chaos. One of the most exhausting partners an older man can have is a woman who constantly stirs up trouble. Her life may feel like a never-ending drama, filled with arguments, rivalries, and sudden emotional explosions. At first, you might be captivated by her energy and passion. She can make evenings feel exciting, unpredictable, even thrilling. But over time, that excitement turns into instability. Every week seems to bring a new crisis, and your peace is swallowed up in the noise. For seniors who value health and calm companionship, this cycle can be especially damaging. Stress is no small matter after 70. Doctors remind us that chronic tension can affect everything from sleep to heart health. Being pulled into someone else's whirlwind of conflict drains both body and spirit. Psychologically, drama seekers often lean on conflict because it makes them feel alive. They may provoke arguments to gain attention or stir emotions to avoid emptiness. But for a man who has earned the right to live peacefully, being caught in another person's turbulence can rob him of the serenity he has spent a lifetime building. Take Walter, for example, a 76-year-old who loved fishing and quiet evenings with friends. He started seeing a woman who, at first, seemed vibrant and full of stories. But those stories always revolved around fights with coworkers, feuds with family, and quarrels with neighbors. Believing he could calm her storms, Walter got involved. Instead, the storms grew stronger. Late-night phone calls brought fresh complaints, and peaceful dinners dissolved into sudden outbursts of anger. What began as lively companionship soon became emotional chaos. This doesn't mean you should only seek someone with a perfectly smooth life. Everyone faces challenges. The difference lies in how those challenges are handled. A woman who approaches difficulties with grace, patience, and a genuine desire to resolve problems will lift you up, not drag you down. A woman who thrives on stirring up drama will only drain your energy. Your later years are not meant to be spent putting out constant fires. They should be filled with laughter, warmth, and lasting memories. If conflict seems to follow her wherever she goes, take it as a sign to protect both your heart and your peace. If you're still here and finding these insights helpful, drop a number 4 in the comments to let me know you're with us. And if you haven't subscribed yet, I encourage you to hit that button and turn on the notification bell, so you never miss a video. Your support allows us to keep bringing you content that informs and inspires. Final thoughts. As we wrap up, let's take a moment to reflect on what we've learned. We've looked at 4 types of women that older men should avoid if they want to protect their peace, happiness, and financial security in their later years. The opportunist, who only sees you as a provider. The constant complainer, who drains your spirit. The controller, who chips away at your independence. The drama seeker, who thrives on chaos. Each of these patterns can slowly steal away the joy and dignity you deserve in your 70s and beyond. This isn't about judging women or fearing relationships, it's about understanding that your time, energy, and peace are priceless. By spotting these red flags early, you open the door to a relationship with someone who truly values you for who you are. Now, I'd like to hear from you. Which of these 4 stood out to you the most? Have you seen these patterns in your own life, or maybe in the lives of friends? Your reflections matter, not just for you, but for others who may be walking the same path. Thank you for being with us today. Share one thing you've learned in the comments and how you plan to use it in your own journey. Reading your thoughts gives us inspiration and encouragement to keep going. If you found value in this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Your support helps us continue creating meaningful content. Thanks again for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.